In the realm of human psychology, narcissism often masquerades as invincibility. The narcissist's facade is meticulously crafted to project an image of unassailable strength and perfection. Yet, beneath this veneer lies a truth incongruent with their self-aggrandizing narrative. As a practitioner navigating the tumultuous waters of narcissistic abuse recovery, it's imperative to pierce through the illusion and unveil the vulnerabilities that lurk within these seemingly omnipotent figures. Today, our discourse revolves around the 5 Achilles' heels that afflict all narcissists. But before delving into this exploration, I urge you to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell, ensuring you stay abreast of the insights I share. Firstly, despite their claims of omnipotence, narcissists harbor a profound fear of inadequacy. Their relentless pursuit of validation is merely a desperate attempt to quell this existential dread. Secondly, beneath their veneer of grandiosity lies a crippling insecurity, perpetually gnawing at their sense of self-worth. Moreover, narcissists are ensnared by their own web of deception, unable to form genuine connections due to their inherent lack of empathy. This isolation exacerbates their inner turmoil, rendering them prisoners of their own making. Furthermore, their insatiable hunger for admiration renders them susceptible to manipulation, as they unwittingly succumb to the whims of those who feign adulation. Lastly, their fragile egos are easily bruised, leading to explosive outbursts when confronted with criticism or perceived slights. In unraveling these weaknesses, we gain insight not only into the nature of narcissism, but also into the human condition itself. By recognizing the fragility that underpins their facade, we inch closer to understanding and ultimately transcending the cycle of abuse. Number 1, failure to self-reflect and look inward. In the grand tapestry of personal development, the thread of self-awareness weaves a crucial pattern. To truly evolve, one must confront one's defaults, acknowledging the inherent flaws and failures that accompany the human experience. This introspective journey is fundamental, a pilgrimage towards growth and enlightenment. Yet, for the narcissist, this odyssey remains elusive, shrouded in the fog of delusion and denial. The hallmark of narcissism lies in its insidious ability to deflect accountability. Every misstep, every stumble along the path of life is attributed to external forces, absolving the narcissist of any culpability. In their distorted worldview, they stand as paragons of perfection, faultless beings untarnished by the trials and tribulations that plague mere mortals. It is a narrative woven with threads of arrogance and entitlement, a tapestry of grandiosity masking a profound void within. This refusal to acknowledge personal fallibility creates a barren landscape devoid of growth. Like a tree denied nourishment, the narcissist remains stunted, their roots anchored in the soil of victimhood. They yearn for adulation, craving the spotlight of supremacy, yet their pursuit is futile, for they are but prisoners of their own design. The tragedy of the narcissist lies not in their grandiosity, but in their stagnation. Bereft of the humility to learn from their missteps, they wander aimlessly through the corridors of their existence, trapped in a labyrinth of self-delusion. Growth eludes them, a distant mirage shimmering on the horizon, forever out of reach. To leave a narcissist ensnared in this psychological quagmire is to consign them to a fate of perpetual repetition. Like a broken record, they will replay the same lamentations, the same grievances, ad infinitum. A decade hence, they will remain unchanged, their essence frozen in time, a monument to the folly of their hubris. Yet amidst the bleakness of their plight, there exists a glimmer of hope. For even the most hardened narcissist is not impervious to the gentle touch of introspection. It is a journey fraught with peril, a descent into the depths of the self where shadows lurk and truths lie dormant. But for those brave enough to embark upon it, the rewards are boundless. In confronting their defaults, the narcissist unveils the veil of illusion that shrouds their existence. They come face to face with the demons that haunt their psyche, confronting the darkness within with courage and resilience. It is a crucible of transformation, a baptism by fire that forges the soul anew. Through humility, the narcissist discovers the true essence of growth. They learn to embrace their fallibility, to cherish their imperfections as sacred scars upon the canvas of their being. In the crucible of self-awareness, they emerge not as gods, but as humble pilgrims, journeying ever onward towards the light. So let us not abandon the narcissist to their fate, but extend to them the hand of compassion and understanding. For beneath the veneer of arrogance lies a wounded soul yearning for redemption. And though the road may be long and arduous, it is a journey worth undertaking, for in the crucible of self-discovery, even the most hardened heart can find solace and salvation. Number 2. They lack belief in working together and prefer solely to engage in competition. The narcissist, ensconced in the fortress of their own ego, stands alone amidst the tumult of life. Collaboration, the cornerstone of growth and progress, eludes their grasp, for they are shackled by the chains of self-absorption. In their world, only their needs matter, only their desires hold sway, rendering the notion of working together a foreign concept. In any environment where collaboration is paramount, the narcissist is akin to a solitary figure adrift in a sea of interconnectedness. Their fixation on self precludes them from partaking in the communal endeavor of growth, leaving them stranded on the shores of stagnation. For how can one advance when their gaze is fixed solely upon themselves, blind to the myriad opportunities for mutual support and enrichment? Consider, for instance, the delicate dance of co-parenting, a realm where collaboration is not merely beneficial, but essential for the well-being of all involved. Here, the narcissist's self-centered approach wreaks havoc, poisoning the well of familial harmony with its toxic brew. Rather than embracing the shared responsibility of nurturing their offspring, the narcissist seeks only to bask in the adulation of their progeny, vying for the title of the favored parent. But this quest for validation comes at a steep cost, for the narcissist's focus on self-aggrandizement blinds them to the needs of their children. Discipline becomes a foreign concept, and boundaries and mere obstacles are to be disregarded in pursuit of their own desires. The result is a landscape littered with the wreckage of fractured relationships and wounded souls, as the children are unwittingly drawn into the vortex of their parents' narcissism. Every interaction becomes a battleground, and every exchange is a contest for supremacy. Collaboration is but a distant dream, for it requires a level of selflessness that the narcissist is incapable of mustering. Their worldview is a narrow one, constrained by the confines of their own ego, where the needs of others are but a faint echo drowned out by the clamor of their own desires. In the eyes of the narcissist, victory is paramount, and they will stop at nothing to achieve it. They manipulate, they gaslight, they twist reality to suit their own narrative, casting their co-parent as the villain in a twisted drama of their own creation. And as the children bear witness to this spectacle, they are torn between loyalty to their parents and the dawning realization that something is amiss. Yet amidst the chaos, there remains a glimmer of hope. For just as the narcissist is incapable of true collaboration, so too are they incapable of true fulfillment. Their victories are hollow, their triumphs fleeting, for they are built upon a foundation of deceit and self-deception. And though they may appear to reign supreme in the eyes of the world, they are but prisoners of their own ego, trapped in a cycle of perpetual discontent. So let us not be ensnared by the siren song of the narcissist's ego, but instead strive to forge connections built upon mutual respect and empathy. For in the crucible of collaboration lies the key to true growth and fulfillment, a journey undertaken not in isolation but in the company of kindred spirits bound together by a shared vision of a brighter tomorrow. Number 3. They are consistently bored, and their interests quickly lose their appeal. The essence of a narcissist lies in their perpetual discontent, a relentless pursuit of satisfaction that forever eludes their grasp. They are like wanderers in a barren desert, endlessly seeking solace in mirages that vanish as quickly as they appear. Their interests, like fleeting shadows, flicker and fade, leaving behind only the hollow echo of their passing. At the heart of this restlessness lies a fundamental disconnect from their true selves. Unlike most individuals who find fulfillment in the simple pleasures of life, the narcissist remains estranged from the wellspring of their own being. For them, satisfaction is not merely a state of abundance, but an elusive chimera that forever taunts them from the shadows. Consider, for instance, the allure of material possessions. While for many, the acquisition of goods brings a fleeting sense of joy, for the narcissist, it is but a hollow victory. No matter how many cars they hoard, no matter how many houses they move, the void within remains unfilled. It is as if they are attempting to pour water into a bottomless pit, their efforts doomed to failure from the outset. Their interests, too, are fleeting and ephemeral, like flames flickering in the wind. One moment, they are enamored with a new hobby, only to discard it the next in search of the next fleeting thrill. Their lives resemble a whirlwind of activity, a frenetic dance of constant movement and change. Yet beneath the surface lies a profound emptiness, a void that no amount of external stimulation can hope to fill. But why do they engage in this relentless pursuit of novelty? The answer lies in the fleeting rush of euphoria that accompanies each new acquisition, each new conquest. Like addicts chasing their next fix, narcissists are driven by an insatiable craving for validation and adulation. Each new possession, each new conquest, serves as a temporary salve for their wounded ego, a fleeting respite from the gnawing emptiness within. Yet for all their frenetic activity, the narcissist remains trapped in a prison of their own making. Their lives are devoid of meaning, devoid of purpose, as they lurch from one fleeting pleasure to the next in a desperate bid to fill the void within. And in their ceaseless pursuit of satisfaction, they leave behind a trail of broken relationships and shattered dreams, their insatiable appetite for validation leaving a wake of destruction in its path. So how can we begin to understand the weaknesses of the narcissist? It begins with a recognition of their fundamental disconnect from their true selves, a realization that beneath the facade of grandiosity lies a wounded soul yearning for redemption. By acknowledging their flaws and vulnerabilities, we can begin to unravel the tangled web of their psyche, offering them the compassion and understanding they so desperately crave. In the end, the journey towards healing begins with a single step, a willingness to confront the darkness within and embrace the light of self-awareness. And as we walk this path together, hand in hand, we can begin to rebuild what has been broken, forging a brighter future founded upon the pillars of empathy, compassion, and understanding. Number 4. Their fear of embarrassment drives them to obsess over how they're perceived and their appearance in front of others. The fear of embarrassment is a powerful force that drives individuals to obsess over their perception by others and their appearance in social settings. This fear is particularly pronounced in individuals with narcissistic traits who may outwardly appear confident and impervious to shame, but are in reality deeply ashamed of their true selves. This underlying shame is a driving force behind their behaviors and interactions with others. Narcissists are deeply insecure individuals who are constantly running away from their inner shame. Anything that threatens to expose this shame triggers a defensive reaction, often manifesting as narcissistic rage. Even seemingly innocuous remarks or comments can provoke an extreme response from a narcissist, leaving others bewildered by the sudden outburst. To cope with their shame, narcissists construct elaborate facades to present to the world. These facades project an image of superiority, greatness, and perfection, masking the inner turmoil and insecurity that they experience. Maintaining this facade requires considerable effort and energy, as narcissists go to great lengths to ensure that their true selves remain hidden from scrutiny. Unfortunately, this relentless pursuit of maintaining their facade comes at a significant cost, often resulting in the exploitation and manipulation of their loved ones. Narcissists may use their family members as trophies to bolster their own image in the eyes of others, without regard for the emotional well-being of those they exploit. For example, a narcissistic parent may exploit their children or spouse to enhance their own public image, using them as props to garner admiration and validation from others. The psychological impact of being objectified in this manner can be profound, causing lasting harm to the individuals involved. Ultimately, the cycle of shame and facade maintenance perpetuated by narcissists leads to a breakdown in genuine human connection and empathy. By prioritizing their own image over the well-being of others, narcissists sacrifice meaningful relationships and perpetuate a cycle of emotional manipulation and abuse. The fear of embarrassment and underlying shame experienced by narcissists drives them to construct elaborate facades to hide their true selves from the world. This facade maintenance comes at the expense of genuine human connection and empathy, as narcissists prioritize their own image over the well-being of their loved ones. Recognizing and understanding the dynamics of narcissistic behavior is crucial in breaking free from the cycle of manipulation and exploitation. Number 5. They are addicts. Addiction-based personality patterns. The entirety of a narcissist's personality pattern revolves around addiction, stemming from an insatiable craving for the highs they experience in social interactions and material acquisitions. Their fixation on securing a constant supply of validation and admiration drives them to pursue various forms of gratification. Some become ensnared by addictions to sex, others cling tightly to wealth, while some spiral into dependencies on substances like drugs and alcohol. Their existence becomes contingent upon external stimuli, rendering them more codependent than even those traditionally labeled as such. The root of this dependency lies in their profound fear of solitude and introspection. Unable to confront the darkness lurking within themselves, they desperately seek distractions to escape their inner turmoil. Emotionally, narcissists lack self-regulation, relying instead on external crutches to pacify their tumultuous inner landscape. Despite their facade of control, they remain utterly powerless over their own impulses and emotions. Outbursts of rage and aggression serve as stark reminders of their emotional immaturity. Akin to a child trapped in an adult's body, their lives become consumed by an incessant pursuit of gratification, perpetuating a cycle of addiction where they move from one source of stimulation to another in a relentless quest to fill the void within. This perpetual cycle of addiction dictates their every action, leaving little room for genuine self-awareness or personal growth. Rather than confronting their inner demons, narcissists bury themselves deeper in their addictive patterns, perpetuating a cycle of dependency and dissatisfaction. In conclusion, the facade of invincibility that narcissists meticulously construct belies a profound vulnerability that lies at the core of their being. Despite their outward displays of confidence and superiority, they are plagued by a deep-seated insecurity that drives them to relentlessly seek validation and admiration from others. Their inability to confront their own flaws and failures, coupled with their fear of embarrassment and shame, leaves them trapped in a never-ending cycle of denial and self-deception. This constant struggle to maintain their carefully curated image often comes at the expense of those closest to them, as they manipulate and objectify others in their quest for validation. Ultimately, the weaknesses that narcissists possess, their inability to form genuine connections, their relentless pursuit of perfection, their propensity for manipulation and control, serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of the human condition. By understanding and acknowledging these weaknesses, we can begin to unravel the tangled web of narcissism and foster a greater sense of empathy and compassion towards those who suffer from it. Before we part ways, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and share this video widely. In these challenging times, awareness is more vital than ever. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey, and until next time, stay informed and stay mindful.